is where you're going to find the largest of the hail because it wraps around. So if you're between Flora and Pocahontas at this hour, nasty mess. And with those temperatures right around 32 degrees, that's not going to change a whole lot.
Lion out like a lamb, but it's looking pretty weak right there.
So hopefully that doesn't mean it's going to come in like a lamb and go out like a lion. I think that's how the saying goes. Storm that possibly could be putting out a tornado as it moves quickly off to the east. Here is that all-important map south of Interstate 20 down towards the Highway 84 corridor. That's where you're going to find the best moisture.
Snow mixed in.
Well, just a little bit, but again, not expecting any accumulation whatsoever.
Good.
You can keep your sled inside.
Obviously, if temperatures were lower, with the heaviest of this rainfall coming down, we would certainly have major problems.
Sunshine, it's been missing for 3 days now. We'll go looking for it coming up in just a little bit.
12.
Welcome back on this Friday. Unseasonably chilly all week long, but today the story back off towards the west as we await the potential for some wintry precipitation, maybe some snowfall this evening. But right now, it certainly feels like winter outside. 43 degrees, very chilly this afternoon. Winds out of the southwest at 9 miles per hour. Taking a look up with Cap Towers cam, mostly cloudy skies as expected, and that's going to help to keep temperatures down as we go through the remainder of the afternoon hours. Temperatures only reaching the upper 40s. A lot of good southwesterly flow, and that is what's helping to deliver that high cloud cover. Now we're beginning to see the tag team punch we were expecting. An upper level system coming through central Texas, helping to spark a low in the western Gulf of Mexico. These are going to combine to provide that wintry precip I was just speaking of. Winter weather advisory south of Interstate 20 until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning for counties south of Interstate 20. And reason for that, 1 to 2 inches possible in those areas. Already beginning to see some light rainfall back off towards the southwest down towards Natchez. However, I'm not expecting much of this is hitting the ground. The reason for that, a lot of dry air in place in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. That means it's evaporating before it hits the ground. But there's plenty of stuff back off towards the southwest that certainly is hitting the ground. Look at Houston, inundated with snowfall now. It's been switching over for the last hour or so. Certainly very unusual for southeastern Texas to see this. And all of this generally moving in an easterly direction as we go through the remainder of the day. So expectations here at home for central and southern Mississippi. Rainfall is how it will start out early this evening, then switching over to all snowfall later on tonight. Time frame, well, the main precip will arrive right around 6 o'clock this evening. It'll become all snowfall by 9, 10 o'clock tonight and continue to right around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. So if you want to see it, you probably want to stay up late. Driving concerns, I don't have too many, but obviously it's unusual for us to see this once, twice a year at most. So you certainly do want to take it easy on the roadways, especially the bridges and overpasses for your Saturday morning. But again, the snowfall is not going to stick to any of the roadways and mainly not even to the bridges as well. Here are the expectations. The best moisture southward down towards the Highway 84 corridor, 1 to 2 inches possible. Most are going to see 1 inch. There's always that sweet spot where we find the best moisture, the best uplift, and there's going to be some spots that pick up 2 inches. I'm focusing in on Macomb to Hattiesburg where we might see that 2-inch streak. North of that, just a dusting for us here in the metro area, and on the grassy surfaces and on the car tops is where we're going to see. North of Interstate 20, it looks like just a few flurries for you guys. I'm sorry you're going to miss out, but that certainly looks like that is going to be the case. Okay, looking ahead with Futurecast. Now this upper level low, it is going to introduce even more cold air as we go into the weekend, and it is just going to remain chilly. Not as much in the way of cloud cover, but certainly the temperatures are going to remain very low. A lot of parades going on this weekend. The big one, Jackson Christmas Parade, Saturday, 2 o'clock. Lots of sunshine, but notice the temperature, 46 degrees, dress warmly. Your 7-day forecast, and as we move ahead through the remainder of the weekend, mid-20s for your Sunday morning. Then we gradually warm up, but notice the rainfall chances on the increase. Tuesday looks the wettest of them all, 70% coverage. It could be a complete washout.
Weather experts.
It was a fabulous weekend of weather. Today did not disappoint, 61 degrees. And that was actually the second warmest day so far in the month of February, as it was a very, very chilly month. Unfortunately, as we start the month of March tomorrow, it looks like changes are on the way and the good weather is not going to stick around. Already beginning to see a few of those changes. This is time lapse from Cap Towers Cam. Sun setting late this evening, clouds building in from the west, and that's ahead of our next system. All of this cloud cover rushing in over the top of us. Now, there is a benefit to this. Temperatures will not fall as far in the overnight hours. We'll actually stay above freezing in most locations. 36 in Crystal Springs, 37 in Port Gibson. Not that bad of a start, but as we go through the day, the clouds continuing to thicken and temperatures are just not going to warm up. Upper 40s, a few spots reaching 50. We'll actually see a northeasterly wind, and that's going to make for a very raw afternoon. Factor in the fact that we're also going to have to deal with widespread rainfall. Already seeing some pretty good showers back off in central Texas. This is a part of an upper level system that will begin to work its way into our area in the late morning hours. Right now, though, across the region, things are dry with live Viper 12 radar. That was the case, of course, all weekend long. But back off towards the west, there is that heavy rainfall coming through the central portions of Texas, and it is building in our direction along Interstate 20. Again, it looks like just before the noon hour tomorrow, we expect the rainfall will begin to arrive. Heaviest widespread amounts will be south of Interstate 20. Now, on the backside of this system, a lot of cold air, and we'll also see the possibility of some light snowfall mixing in with this rainfall early Tuesday morning, right around 6 a.m. As we go into Tuesday afternoon, everything moves off towards the east, mostly cloudy skies, a cool day with temperatures remaining in the 40s all afternoon long. Now, what do we expect? A half to 1 inch of rainfall possible for areas south of Interstate 20. If you're north of that, well, accumulations will be a lot less. Not expecting any snow accumulations on Tuesday morning, just not going to be enough. Also, surface temperatures will be above freezing. As well, it looks like the rainfall again will clear out by noon on Tuesday. So Tuesday afternoon, not going to be that bad of a day. All right, overnight tonight, we'll continue to see those high clouds stream in. 36 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. Just a dreary start to the work week, and we'll top it out at 48. Your 7-day forecast and continuing ahead. Well, it looks like temperatures begin to rebound on Wednesday and lots of sunshine on the forecast after the first couple of days of the work week. 60 on Friday and mid to upper 60s next weekend, which is looking even nicer than what we saw this weekend.
And I was just going to say, this has probably been the most beautiful weekend we've had all year.
Yeah, it definitely has been a struggle the first couple of months.
Yes.
So I'm hoping, well, that actually comes to fruition next Saturday and Sunday. Those mid to upper 60s look really nice.
I know that 68 looked really fantastic on the 7-day.
Cross your fingers.
All right, thanks so much.
It creates an ugly dilemma on the roads.
It's just watching traffic, you know, cars slowing down in front of you, mostly just watching the red lights, coming up to the red lights real slow.
Lifetime Southerner Thomas Vann was on the edge of his seat driving to work at 6 a.m. Yet Detroit native Tony Frazier disagrees, saying today's roads aren't that bad.
It look real good on the highways to me right now. It ain't freezing up or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But it looked just like to me like I'm in Detroit or New York.
However, with 20s in the forecast for tonight, an experienced winter driver like Frazier says black ice is too risky.
Really stay at home. If you ain't got to go out in the streets, stay at home, because it's real dangerous. Once it start getting colder and colder and start melting, it's going to freeze up.
And he makes a good point. We are certainly going to see that slush turn back to solid black ice as we go through the overnight hours. If you're watching this morning, we had a lot of slush out here in the parking lot. That has since just turned into a little bit of water and a little less slush. That is what has gone on as we've gone through, just a little bit of warm up. Also, we've been watching how much snow we got. Ken said officially at the airport, 4.5 inches here. Unofficially in North Jackson, we're going to top out at 5 inches. And I think we're beginning to see that let up of the snow as we've gone through the late morning hours and into the early afternoon. So we're probably about done, but 5 inches, a lot on the ground. And certainly as we go into the evening with temperatures falling back into the 20s, you probably want to stay off of the roadways. We're live in North Jackson. Jason Ellis, News Channel 12.